the technology that we see on the show is not technology that doesn't exist. This is already in our lives. And it's going to really make you wonder.
Thank you so much for your time.
Of course. Where are you in the world?
I'm here in LA.
Oh, you're in LA.
Yes, I'm in LA.
Amazing.
Yes, of course. Thank you so much for your time. And I watched some of the episodes of Next. I'm very excited for the series.
I'm very excited.
Yes, I can only imagine. But when you first got the script, like what got your attention? What did you thought about it?
I think it was a script that was very different than really anything I've read, because most of the stuff you get for network is either a procedural or, some type of drama in that way. And when I got this show, it was something that really stood out because I saw this sense of like what they were trying to go for, knowing that Manny came from 24. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a fast-paced thriller. But more importantly, it's very rare that I get to read a script that had a character that was so interesting and dynamic just in the first episode. And obviously there was so much that isn't told about Ty's character. But for me, it was important to play a Latino that also was okay with his wife being the breadwinner and was okay with his wife getting an amazing FBI cybersecurity agent who's out there trying to save the world, which is what she does throughout the series. And Ty was okay being a stay-at-home dad, taking care of his family. And I thought that was something as a Latino I hadn't seen. And I don't think it's something that as Latinos we're raised to really think is okay to be a stay-at-home dad. So that really jumped off the page for me, and I was really excited to explore that side of that family dynamic.
No, yeah, it's very particular, but I think nowadays it's very like, usually sometimes the woman is the head of the household, and I think it's great that they're like going through the route and show that it's possible, and it's okay for the other part.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not the end of the world. Oh my God, I'm the one that needs to bring to the family, and I think it's great. And your character Ty is very he's very I don't know, lovable. I think everybody's gonna be muy simpático. Everybody's gonna like him a lot. Is there any characters that you like it about him, or when you like? Because sometimes when you read the script for the pilot, we don't get a lot, but then on filming you get more.
There was actually a lot that was in the pilot script that we didn't get to explore. For example, in the pilot, we understand that Ty is a stay-at-home dad, but we don't understand why. We don't understand why. And the reason is because, which ultimately added to my backstory as an actor and for the character, was because of the advancements in technology due to Paul LeBlanc and his company, he was ultimately laid off of work. So he was left without a job. And in the script, Ty was also, or is, a recovering alcoholic. So, which obviously you didn't know that because it's not something that we get to talk about in the show. He mentions that he doesn't drink, but ultimately because he was laid off, it led him down a dark path. And I thought that was interesting as well, was also not only the family dynamic, but this is a character that has his own demons. And so that was something that, even though we didn't get to fully explore in the pilot, it's something that added to my character and my work as an actor.
Yeah. And while were preparing to play him and to play this whole artificial intelligent world, did you learn anything new that you didn't know from before?
There was a lot of stuff in the scripts that would come out and I would read, and I was like, I don't even know what they're talking about. Like, I don't know I had to do research, and luckily for me, I didn't have to do as much research as everybody else, because they're on the front lines fighting the AI and trying to find the AI. And I'm not. I'm actually, my world is just my son and my wife, and it's to take care of them. So ultimately I'm just surviving. but yeah, we definitely did. They shared a bunch of podcasts, and as a cast, everybody kind of shared information that they were kind of reading and learning about. And but yeah, there's AI is everywhere. AI is our lives are completely like intertwined with AI. Everything all of our technology is AI, and even though we don't realize it's artificial intelligence, everything, our phones, everything, it's artificial intelligence. So it definitely opened my mind to how much we rely on it.
And to be more cautious in certain ways. I don't know
You
what.
try to be, but can you really? It's hard. Like
Yeah.
you give in to everything. You know what I mean? It's
yeah. Sometimes we think that if they are always spying on us and everything. I don't know.
oh,
Sometimes.
they're definitely spying on us for sure.
Oh yeah, that's for sure. I don't know if that happened to you before, but for example, for me, it already happened that I've been not just talking, or maybe I do just a little Google search, or even a picture that I take with like a fruit or anything, and suddenly on my Facebook, on my Instagram, my timeline appears like advertising
Ads
for,
all the time.
oh, you can cut your apples like this. I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah.
no, that happened to
You
you.
were looking for an apple cutter, and I'm sure you got an ad for it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Like that happened to you as well.
Yeah, it happens all the time. And actually, sometimes, we sit around and we joke and we start saying the most random things, in conversation that doesn't make any sense, just to see if, like, when we open our phones, if we'll get an ad for it. And sometimes you do. And a lot of times, I think for me, the things I've noticed the most now is because obviously I do have a smart speaker at home. You notice how these things start getting smarter as you use them, as you prompt them, you're aware of how they get smarter. And on our show, it talks about how artificial intelligence, as soon as it can start reprogramming itself, it can get 10 times smarter, 10 times faster, and that just keeps going and going and going. So it can ultimately be smarter than humans in a snap of a second. But yeah, I've noticed how, my Alexa will start talking randomly for no reason.
Oh my God, that's scary. And do you like, coming back to Ty being a dad, and I think that's gonna bring a lot of like discussion, because we're not, like we said, we don't talk too much about it, about this type of like reverse roles in your daily lives. So what was like working with the little actor? He's awesome. I think he's great. He's been doing a great job.
He's really amazing, Evan. His name is Evan Witten, and he's just a wonderful kid. He's young, but he's very, very smart beyond his years. He was somebody that I enjoyed being on set with and chatting with, and getting to create and build these characters together, because even though he's a kid, I talk to him like a grown up that's an actor. You know what I mean? Like we and I try to do that also as a person. I don't want to just sit around and treat him as a kid. I think it's important to talk to him as a colleague. So and he's old enough to where we can sit and chat about the scene and what we're thinking and what we want to do, and how he's feeling about it. And ultimately, I think we just try and build a relationship with each other, and hopefully, the dream is that works on screen and that it is believable. And I've gotten to see some episodes, and he's just wonderful. He's really captivating.
Yeah, no, it's very believable with the family, the dynamic. You and Fernanda and him is very well connected. How was work with Fernanda?
I think she's amazing. She's so lovely to be around, and she's a great leader for the team, as she is a leader for the show. And to have a female like her kind of be our female lead, it was really amazing. And to play her husband was great. I can't give away too much of the show, just because for the sake of people that haven't watched it. But
yeah.
We actually don't get to work that much together. We work some, but not a lot. But she's fantastic. It was really great. And I think we knew from the get-go, when I got cast, I did my chemistry read with her, and we were just I think there's this thing with Latinos that happens that you can just like, as soon as like you get Latinos together, it's kind of like, you know, your family, and like, let's kind of play. And you have this kind of, this really cool vibe. And with her, it was important because as big as the world of the show is, it was very clear to me that my work with Evan, with Ethan on the show, and with her, we were going to be the heart of the show. And because the world, there's so much stuff happening on Next and in the world of Next, that there was this really grounding sensation, grounding feeling of when you got to see, or when I got, you know, because we hadn't seen it, but when I got to read the stuff on the page of the family, I was like, wow, that's the family. That's the heart of the show. That's what she's fighting for. And that's what she's ultimately trying to stop this AI from taking.
Yeah, I'm very proud of her because I'm also from Brazil. So I was like, to have a Brazilian actress on the leading, like,
it's amazing.
Role, it's amazing. And it's not just celebrating as Brazilian, but I also celebrate as a Latina woman to have that. And as you said,
Totally.
all Latinos, we like, when we get together, it's like, oh my God, it looks like family. Like we met like years ago.
But not only that, I think it's a sense of yo, we're here. We're like, we did it. We're getting a shot, and we're gonna get to work. Like, let's go. You know, like we don't get that enough. You know what I mean? We don't get like the opportunity to get Latinos in front of the camera and on the screen, and you know, we're getting better, and we've progressed, but you know, we have to keep going, and we have to keep opening doors and letting Latinos of all different ethnicities and colors and backgrounds just shine, you know?
Yeah. It's not just in front of the cameras, but behind the cameras.
Also,
I think we have so much talent across the board. Yeah. And sometimes, I don't know, they're just missing out. Missing out on us. Yeah. And also what we can expect of this season 1 of Next.
I think there's a lot happening. There's so much that goes on in Next. I think you can expect to be taken on a crazy ride that's really going to open your eyes to what could actually happen in our lifetime. You know, it's a show that's based on real facts, and it's, you know, the technology that we see on the show is not technology that doesn't exist. This is already in our lives, and it's going to really make you wonder, what if, you know? And I think you're going to see actors that have done things that they've never done before. You know, John Slattery's character and what he gets to do in the arc of the show is going to be fascinating, and it's something, you know, I've never seen him do before, and ultimately it's going to be a fun ride. It's going to be a thriller that's going to keep you on the edge of your seats, and hopefully it makes you want to come back and see some more.
Yeah. And aside from Next, do you have any other projects going on with you? Any movies, anything that coming?
Yes, I'm actually in the mid. I was shooting another show for Quibi, a platform Quibi called Swimming with Sharks, and I was shooting that right before the quarantine happened. So I go back to finish that at the end of the month, and it's a remake of an old movie, and we have two wonderful actresses who are the leads, Diane Kruger and Kiernan Shipka. And I play a character named Miles, who's Diane Kruger's husband. And it's just been incredible. You know, it was written by Kathleen Robertson, who was an actress and now is an incredible writer. And it's been a crazy. I think it's a very different character for me. So it's a very different character than Ty, which is exciting. And I get to work with Diane, and she's just so incredible and lovely, and it's just been a joy to work with her.
Yeah, and this pandemic changed a lot, like the way that we filming, the way that we do interviews. You know, and I think it's gonna bring, I don't know, we need to take out the good part of it. At least trying to get. Gerardo, thank you so much for your time. It's a pleasure to talk to you. Yes, and a lot of success, and I'll be on watch the new Quibi, and of course the new episodes for next. And
thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank
Hopefully
you so
we get
much.
to chat again.
Yes, sure.
And hopefully they get to see it in Brazil.
That's right.
Muchísimas gracias.
Muchas gracias y mucho suceso siempre. Thank you.
Gracias.
If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.